In the dead of night in the American deserts, dark, triangular objects suddenly tore through space at incredible speed, then vanished as if they had never existed, to the horror of witnesses. These were no ordinary flying vehicles, but the focal point of a shocking theory: anti-gravity technology, an energy supposedly capable of bending all laws of physics to make massive metal structures feel weightless. Has the US military truly grasped the key to the future? Or is it all just an elaborate charade to conceal ambitions of global dominance? Join us as we delve into these top-secret military projects, where the lines between science fiction and brutal reality are gradually being revealed. Deep within California lies an arid land that is the cradle of aerospace technologies decades ahead of their time. Antelope Valley, situated between the cities of Palmdale and Lancaster. It's not just an ordinary geographical location, but considered the heart of the U.S. defense industry. Here, aerospace giants like Lockheed Martin with its legendary Skunk Works division, along with Northrop Grumman and Boeing, have established state-of-the-art headquarters to realize ideas that once seemed straight out of science fiction. This region is also surrounded by a network of military bases and strategic research facilities, from the renowned Edwards Air Force Base to NASA's Armstrong Flight Research Center. Antelope Valley is where the designs for super-engineered aircraft, with their bizarre shapes and absolute stealth capabilities, first left the drawing board and took to the skies. Beneath a veil of strict security, each test flight here carries the mission of reshaping the future of modern warfare, transforming this valley into a sanctuary of military secrets that the world eagerly seeks to decipher. In the world of dark projects and phantom skies, the TR-3B Black Manta emerges as a haunting entity, a proud yet questionable leap forward in U.S. aviation technology. Developed in the absolute silence of the most secure laboratories, this supersonic reconnaissance aircraft is not merely a flying vehicle, but a revolution in design thinking. Instead of traditional aerodynamic lines, the Black Manta takes the form of a seamless black triangle, a minimalist structure to the extreme designed to erase any presence on enemy radar screens. The entire fuselage is covered in a special polymer material, an artificial skin capable of perfectly absorbing and scattering radio waves, transforming the aircraft into a true ghost in the air. The marvel of the TR-3A doesn't stop at its stealth exterior. It lies deep within its propulsion system, rumored to surpass conventional human understanding. Leaked documents describe a mercury plasma system operating under immense pressure, activated by a microscopic nuclear energy source. When activated, this system creates a circular plasma field surrounding the fuselage, acting as a magnetic field disruptor. This theory suggests the aircraft is capable of self-weight reduction up to 89%, allowing a massive metal mass to maneuver as nimbly as a living organism in a zero-gravity environment. This rudimentary anti-gravity mechanism is what enabled the Black Manta to achieve incredible physical parameters, with flight speeds potentially reaching Mach 9, 9 times the speed of sound. However, this very technical superiority sparked a heated debate among scientists and military experts about the limits of human capabilities. At Mach 9, every turn or change of altitude generates tremendous acceleration forces, enough to crush the body of an average pilot, even one equipped with the most advanced protective gear. This has led to theories suggesting that the TR-3A actually only operates in straight-line flights at extremely high altitudes, where it can maximize its reconnaissance capabilities without needing to perform strenuous maneuvers. Some even believe it is the precursor to fully autonomous unmanned aerial vehicles, where an electronic brain completely replaces the limitations of a biological body. Although never officially acknowledged by the Pentagon, traces of the Black Manta have silently emerged through battlefield reports and mysterious encounters. Most notably, accounts from the Gulf War in the early 1990s claim to have seen faintly lit triangular objects guiding RQ-170 bombers deep into Iraqi defenses. Witnesses in Belgium and the American suburbs also repeatedly reported seeing massive, dark figures gliding silently, raising the question of whether the U.S. had long since deployed this beast but deliberately kept it in the shadows as a last resort deterrent. The presence of the TR-3B Black Manta is not just a chapter in weaponry history, but also a testament to an era where humanity seeks to master space and time. With its combination of radar-absorbing polymer materials and mercury plasma systems, It has blurred the lines between reality and fiction, whether a product of pure ingenuity from Northrop engineers or the result of research into foreign technologies. Black Manta remains a powerful symbol, a dark phantom guarding the deepest secrets of the American defense industry, striking fear into the hearts of all adversaries whenever they gaze upon the vast night sky. If the TR-3A Black Manta was considered a groundbreaking leap in traditional stealth technology, the TR-3B pushes humanity to the brink of science fiction. This is no longer an aircraft operating on conventional aerodynamic principles, but an entity believed to possess the ability to manipulate gravity, transforming surrounding space into a buffer zone for free movement, unaffected by inertia. Stories surrounding the TR-3B are always tinged with extraterrestrial mystery. A large segment of military theorists believe that the United States has successfully recovered debris from unidentified spacecraft collisions in remote areas like Area 51. From there, they conduct sophisticated reverse engineering to decipher how distant civilizations can travel billions of miles through space without the need for fuel-burning jet engines like humans do. However, to find a more historically accurate origin, we cannot ignore the infamous intelligence operation known as Paperclip. As soon as the guns fell silent in World War II, the U.S. military secretly brought over 1,500 leading German scientists and engineers to the United States. These minds, who had served under Nazi Germany and dreamed of miraculous weapons capable of completely changing the course of the war, became the chief architects of the American defense industry. Documents assert that German projects involving disc-shaped flying objects or bell-shaped devices called Die Glocke formed the most crucial foundation for American engineers to develop the TR-3B. The combination of the Germans' extreme scientific thinking and the West's unlimited financial resources created a celestial monster, whose existence remains, to this day, only as faint shadows in secretly taken photographs at remote military bases. The true value of the TR-3B lies not only in the bombs or missiles it can carry, but in its role as a global strategic deterrent. In modern military strategy, ambiguity is the most powerful weapon. When a nation reveals that it possesses technology capable of bending the laws of physics, it creates tremendous psychological pressure on potential adversaries. The enemy will constantly wonder, what can their billion-dollar missile defense system do against an object that glides silently and disappears in the blink of an eye? Whether real or merely a product of psychological warfare, the TR-3B has successfully maintained a veil of legend surrounding Washington's military power. It keeps the world wary, speculating, and fearful of what humanity might have achieved in the shadows of top-secret projects, where truth and fiction are always intertwined. In the world of top-level military secrets, few events have caused as much shock and skepticism as the U.S. Navy's decision in 2016 to publicly release a series of highly fictional patents by Dr. Salvatore Pais. These weren't just ordinary technical drawings. They were concepts seemingly straight out of science fiction films about aliens, challenging all existing human understanding of physics. The filings describe devices capable of reducing inertial mass, high-powered gravitational wave generators, and even a weapon capable of bending or altering the structure of spacetime. Their appearance on the public patent portal sparked a fierce debate. Had America truly grasped the holy grail of cosmic energy? Or was this merely part of a 21st century hoax? Dr. Salvatore Pais is a mysterious figure with an incredibly impressive professional background. Having worked at NASA and the Advanced Concept Research Division of Northrop Grumman before becoming an analyst for the U.S. Navy's Strategic Systems Program. According to leaked documents, his inventions are based on a physics theory called the Pais effect. Essentially, this theory posits that by creating extremely high-frequency electromagnetic vibrations within a layer of plasma, one can manipulate the quantum vacuum surrounding an object. His most groundbreaking achievement is the hybrid air underwater transport vehicle, a type of spacecraft capable of traveling at incredible speeds in both the atmosphere and the deep ocean without encountering any resistance. By minimizing its inertial mass, this object can accelerate from a standstill to supersonic speed in the blink of an eye, performing sharp TR-NS without crushing the pilot inside. The biggest question is, why would the U.S. The military publicly reveal these sensitive secrets instead of keeping them hidden in top-secret bunkers under the protection of the 1951 Patent and Trademark Act? Two opposing viewpoints exist simultaneously. One side believes these are truly groundbreaking technologies that the US wants to claim ownership of to prevent rivals like Russia or China from advancing. Revealing some of these secrets is seen as a way to send a strong deterrent message. We have done things you haven't even dreamed of. However, on the other hand, the majority of the mainstream scientific community remains highly skeptical. Many theoretical physicists assert that the principles put forth by Salvatore Pais are completely unrealistic, unverifiable, and contrary to the fundamental laws of energy conservation. Therefore, many military analysts lean towards the hypothesis that this is a highly sophisticated form of information warfare and psychological warfare. Historically, the United States has always had a tradition of using ambiguity to protect its real-world assets. Let's look back at the story of the F-117 Nighthawk, the world's first stealth aircraft. Throughout decades of secret development, the Pentagon cleverly leaked rumors about a model aircraft called the F-19 with a completely different design. They even allowed toy companies to produce F-19 model kits based on blurry, meticulously staged photographs. While America's adversaries were busy researching and trying to counter the phantom F-19, the real F-117 was quietly perfecting itself and ready to wipe out all of Iraq's air defenses in the Gulf War. This mixing truth and falsehood tactic seems to be repeating itself with Pais' patents, by publishing ideas that are far beyond imagination and somewhat outlandish. The US creates a thick fog overshadowing the actual testing projects taking place in the shadows at Area 51 or Antelope Valley. As adversaries spend billions of dollars and decades chasing risky anti-gravity technologies, they may miss out on America's real advances in next-generation stealth or directed energy weapons. The connection between these bizarre patents and the secretive history of the F-117 Nighthawk reveals an immutable rule in the defense industry. What you see isn't necessarily the truth, and what is true is something you'll never see until it appears on the battlefield. Salvatore Pais and his inventions may have been merely a pawn on the geopolitical chessboard, a smokescreen to protect the real phantoms lurking in the shadows. But whatever the truth may be, these documents successfully sowed doubt and fear in the minds of adversaries, while simultaneously affirming that in the global power game, the military, sometimes the most powerful weapon is not bombs and bullets, but the power of imagination and uncertainty. Among the most mysterious weapons of the U.S. military, the RQ-170 Sentinel holds a special place, not only because of its capabilities but also because of the legends surrounding its secretive existence. Conceived in the top-secret skunk works of Lockheed Martin, this unmanned aircraft boasts an unusual design, a pair of enormous flying wings without a traditional fuselage and tail. The world first learned of its existence not through grand press releases, but from a blurry photograph taken at Kandahar military airfield in Afghanistan around 2007. It was from that moment that the name Kandahar Beast was born, evoking both curiosity and fear of a stealthy entity silently monitoring global hotspots from an altitude unreachable by the naked eye. The development of the RQ-170 demonstrates a completely new design philosophy of the U.S. Air Force in the digital age. Despite its reconnaissance mission, the Sentinel is unlike any previous UAV, such as the Predator or Reaper, with a large wingspan and a takeoff weight of over 8,500 pounds. It is equipped with highly sophisticated synthetic aperture radar sensors and optical lenses capable of seeing through clouds and darkness to track ground targets. The most controversial aspect is its stealth design. The wing edges are not sharply serrated, and the paint is typically light gray instead of dark black, leading many experts to question whether this is a cost-performance balance or simply a sophisticated smokescreen to conceal more advanced technologies hidden within its polymer shell. However, the practical usefulness of the Kandahar Beast was clearly demonstrated in Operation Neptune's Spear in 2011, the historic raid to kill terrorist leader Osama bin Laden. Throughout the 38 tense minutes of the mission, the RQ-170s silently hovered over the Pakistani city of Abbottabad. They acted as a watchful eye, providing live, second-by-second infrared imagery to President Obama and other high-ranking officials in the White House Situation Room. Their sustained operational capability and stealth against Pakistani air defenses allowed the mission to proceed smoothly and undetected, contributing to one of the most resounding victories of special forces in the 21st century. However, the height of glory often comes with shocking events. At the end of 2011, the world was stunned when Iran announced it had shot down and captured an intact RQ-170 that had strayed deep into its airspace. Tehran's government claimed its electronic warfare units had carried out a masterful digital raid, successfully infiltrating the GPS navigation system and tricking the aircraft into landing at an Iranian military airfield instead of returning to base. The US later admitted to losing only one UAV due to a technical malfunction, but the public display of the stealth aircraft in Tehran dealt a severe blow to Washington's pride in supposedly invulnerable technology. This incident was not only an intelligence failure but also opened the door to the risk of core secrets about radar-absorbing materials being reverse-engineered by the enemy, potentially leading to the later development of Iran's Simorgh drones. Despite this scar in Iran, the RQ-170 Sentinel has not faded into the shadows of history. Conversely, it continues to appear in the most sensitive areas of the planet, from the Korean Peninsula and Guam to the Black Sea during recent periods of geopolitical tension. Each appearance of the Kandahar beast reminds the world that it remains one of the most formidable weapons, a silent warrior that never sleeps, always ready to infiltrate forbidden territories to uncover hidden truths. The story of the RQ-170 is not simply about a machine, but about the never-ending race between offensive and defensive technology, where the slightest mistake can turn a national treasure into a costly lesson for an entire defense industry. Its semi-real, semi-illusory existence will continue to be a subject of debate among military circles for decades to come, as a symbol of proud yet fragile aerial power. In the quest to explore the mysteries of the skies, some military projects have become legendary thanks to a combination of groundbreaking thinking and absolute security. Two of the most intriguing names are Bird of Prey and Aurora. These are not just simple flying vehicles, but symbols of humanity's aspiration to conquer space, where the boundaries between practical science and science fiction are blurred. We begin with Bird of Prey, a proud project crafted by engineers at Boeing's Phantom Works division, appearing in the 1990s. This aircraft had such a bizarre appearance that it was named after a type of spacecraft in the Star Trek series. Bird of Prey wasn't built to be a direct combat machine. Its noble mission was to prove a new philosophy. Stealth doesn't necessarily have to come with enormous costs. With a total budget of only $67 million, an extremely modest figure compared to the billions of dollars of modern fighter jet projects, Boeing revolutionized manufacturing methods. The most distinctive feature of the Bird of Prey was its unique M-shaped wing design and the complete absence of a traditional tail fin. Engineers used the most advanced computer-aided design software of the time to simulate aerodynamics, allowing them to eliminate cumbersome control components while maintaining flight stability. The use of prefabricated composite materials and rapid assembly techniques helped to minimize costs. Although it only completed 38 test flights at the highly classified Area 51 before being placed in a museum, the Bird of Prey left behind an invaluable legacy. Its stealth technology and digital design processes were crucial prerequisites for the later development of stealth drones and next-generation fighter jets, proving that intelligence and creativity can overcome financial barriers. Alongside a publicly announced project like Bird of Prey was another name shrouded in speculation: Aurora. Allegedly, a legendary supersonic reconnaissance aircraft intended to replace the famous SR-71 Blackbird. Aurora was the focus of Pentagon black budget reports from the mid-1980s. Those who believed in Aurora's existence described a sharp, triangular-shaped aircraft capable of reaching altitudes exceeding 100,000 feet and speeds far exceeding Mach 5, 5 times the speed of sound. The secret behind Aurora's terrifying power is believed to be its pulse burst engine system, a propulsion technology entirely different from traditional jet engines. Instead of continuously burning fuel, this engine creates a series of small, rapid explosions inside the combustion chamber to generate thrust. This mechanism is what creates the strange, bead-like trails of smoke in the sky, known as dungeons on a rope, which have been recorded by many residents in California and the North Sea region. Mysterious, loud explosions that shook the ground, often referred to as earthquakes in the sky, are also believed to be a result of Aurora's test flights as it broke the sound barrier at extremely high altitudes. Although the US government has never acknowledged Aurora's existence, the enormous gaps in defense budgets and the evidence from real-life witnesses keep this legend alive. If it truly exists, Aurora is a state-of-the-art flying laboratory, testing hypersonic aerodynamic solutions and shockwave energy systems to serve the United States' ambitions for space dominance. The combination of the bird of prey's economic efficiency and Aurora's incredible power creates a complete picture of US military aviation strategy. On the one hand, publicly showcasing groundbreaking achievements, and on the other, keeping ultimate weapons hidden in the shadows to create absolute deterrence. These phantoms not only change the way humans fight, but also expand the limits of what we consider possible in the sky. The recent exploration of these celestial ghosts has revealed an undeniable truth. The line between empirical science and military myths has never been thinner. Whether it's the TR-3B, Aurora, or the controversial anti-gravity patents, all contribute to weaving a picture that is both real and unreal, where human imagination seems boundless. In the art of high-level military strategy, ambiguity is the ultimate deterrent. When adversaries cannot distinguish between technological breakthroughs and psychological warfare, the U.S. government has successfully protected its core strategic interests under an impenetrable veil of mystery. The truth about these anti-physical machines will likely remain buried in top-secret archives for many more years. However, these gaps provide endless inspiration for us to constantly question the limits of humanity. Thank you for joining Military Stories on this journey to unravel these dramatic mysteries. If you're passionate about stories of future weapons and technology, please subscribe to our channel to continue uncovering more shocking military files. Goodbye, and see you in our upcoming videos.